With all the interest now in green over the last few years, so people that didn't really know anything about green and environmentally friendly and eco, whatever all the words are, they wanted to learn what is it all about. And there's a lot of misinformation that people were getting into. So what would you recommend for someone that's an architect or a developer or a designer or just even a student? How can they find out about green? I know you've written some books.
We suffer from almost too much information, and some of it contradicts the other. And part of it is not really intentional. Green is not just a one-size-fits-all. You can't just say, here, this is green. There's no, it's not that binary. It's not that black and white. In reality, it's like, well, this could be green if it meets these conditions. And that starts to confuse the hell out of people, It's really a more of a shades of gray type issue. So what I try to do in my own work and with the books and with the lecturing and everything else is just teach people to ask the right questions. Because the questions start to paint a picture almost intuitively of, is this green? Does it feel green? By asking, well, what is this made of? Where did it come from? And what are the byproducts of making it? How healthy is it? What are we going to do with it when we're done with it? They're pretty simple questions. The answers are difficult, but the questions are simple. And from that, people I can really start to gather information and see that there is no perfect material. All materials have some form of impact, and really our job is to minimize and mitigate that. And if I could just teach people that'd be great. The trouble is when you get companies that either blatantly lie or unintentionally misdirect people about the health aspects of their products or the recycled content. They'll say, this is recycled. Really? Well, how much of it is recycled? Well, 3% is recycled. Okay, well, 3% doesn't seem like much. There's a question there. And really, my job is just, for the last 15 years, has just been trying to get people to ask questions. Because I think questions are good. And the books are really geared towards that. You've hung out with me enough to know that I don't really take much seriously. I joke around a lot. And I think I've developed this kind of realistic viewpoint of the world, that I don't expect everything to be perfect. I don't expect companies to do everything perfect, but I expect them to, at the very least, be able to answer questions and take responsibility for themselves. So if they come out and say this is recycled because it's got 3% recycled content, well, that's a little dubious at best. And why isn't it more? And let's have that conversation.